This will be our first Q&A with Guerilla Tactics Studios, trying to develop the game Project Steel. Last on the left of my screen there is having a couple issues with his internet, as you can see. Handsome little devil he is. We have Relion at the bottom of the screen there. That is our 3D animator. Let's crack right into it, get these questions going. We've recorded a bunch of the questions asked via our posts online and our Discord. So one of the questions was, what engine are you using? We are currently using Unity 2019.4.15 F1. I only chose Unity just because of the comfortability we have with the engine itself and just the general experience in C#. Let's go to the next question here by Fleshy Yoda. Are there any early gameplay trailers, and if so, where are they? So we do have 2 trailers on YouTube actually right now. We have a world trailer, which was our first video, and then we had our gameplay trailer, which we had recently come up with on our first Kickstarter launch. A very important question here from Zio. Who is part of the team developing this game and their experience? So I myself, Fraser, I was with Japan Studios for 2.5 to 3 years, I believe. Let's say 2.5 years as a coder. I came back because of the earthquake. That was quite some time ago. I went back to Canada, moved to the US, and did work for an indie company based in Arizona for a year. That did unfortunately go under because of lack of funding, but that was some good experience. Ever since then, I did do some, I was working normal jobs, of course, but also working in Unity on the side. Mobile games, I did a couple of those. Were they great? I wouldn't say they're great. Could have been better? Yes, most definitely. But that's a little bit about myself. Relion, if you want to take over from here and introduce yourself. Relion, they can't hear you.
Hey.
I'm not too sure. Can you guys hear Aless? Aless, can you try saying something?
Hey. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Well, I gotta edit this part out of the video that we post on YouTube. Wow. This is a little awkward. Alright, so... Relion, okay. Grabs popcorn. Thank you. So a little quick bit. So Les, can you just tell? How long have you been working in the industry for exactly? Relion?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to the voice. I've been working on the industry for 4.5 years now.
4.5 years. Okay, awesome.
Yep. I started working on animation on a studio called Polygon.
All right.
Made an animated series for local TV.
Yes, that's correct. So you worked for Polygon Studios and made a TV series, and you did that for how long exactly did that project take you?
That was around a year, maybe year and a half.
Year and a half? 10 episodes? Okay. So guys, I'm actually just going to straight up repeat what he is saying. So since you guys can hear me, I'm just going to regurgitate what he's saying. I know that sounds horrible. Wow. And let's talk a little bit about you. So from what you've told me when you first came onto the project, you were doing 4 years of actual composer freelance work. Before that, of course, you've been a pianist for your whole life almost.
Yeah, I've been a pianist for like 8 years.
8 years, okay.
Yeah, and it's been my entire life. And yeah, I got like 5 years.
5 years experience.
Before that,
Keyboardist.
soloist,
All right. Awesome. So unfortunately, like I said, I got to regurgitate. So he's been doing pianist work, keyboardist work, total 9 years. Professional work was 4 years of actual work in the industry as a composer, freelance work. These are the two that were able to meet with me. Alas is actually in Spain, and then Guerilla here is in South America. I know there was actually a couple concerns about, oh, you guys are you based in the U.S. Like, how are you guys even going to be able to afford to pay the wages with such little funding? The cost of living in a lot of these places are a lot less than obviously in the U.S. So I'm not saying I'm using that to our advantage, but that's kind of a big point that I wanted people to realize, that like $5 goes a long way per hour in South America, for example. So just a little bit of that I think there's like only me and MTN, who wasn't unfortunately able to make it with us today because he's doing school. He's also in California, so it's only really me and him that are based in the U.S. The rest of the team is based throughout the country, or the world, should I say. Spain, you got Hungary, we got Iran, we have, yeah, all over. We're pretty out there. I'll kind of explain a little bit about everyone else individually, because I know, well, and we'll do it really fast and briskly. So Sasa, unfortunately, make it with us because it's 3 a.m. his time. He's done 5 to 6 years in coding and game deving for 2 to 3 years. I've known him actually through the, what is that Discord? It was a game development Discord that did a lot of game jams. I always watched and covered his work. He was great. That was one of the reasons I actually picked up on this project originally. He is currently our lead coder. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it with us today. Emerson, as I mentioned before, 3D modeling for 3.5 years, freelance work, of course. Saw him on Blender, kind of followed his work up a bit. He does a lot of our props. Nandor, another one of our coders, based in Hungary. He's done coding for 5 years. He actually has a game on Steam. I did link a post in Discord. That's just a little bit about him. Vitor is from Brazil. He's done 3D modeling for 3 years. Freelance work as well. Also off at the Blender Discord. That's where I met him and his acquaintance back then. Samuel, also from Brazil, 3D modeling for 4 years. He does a lot of our character models and he done actually some of the buildings. Daniel, New Zealand, 3D modeler for 4 years. He also did a lot of the environmental work plus buildings as well. And then Robert, we actually had an intern from the US on the East Coast, coding for 2 years. He actually helped us with the website creation and a little bit of coding on our actual bow mechanics. He actually created the bow mechanics. We smoothed it up a bit, but that's Robert. We also have Parmesan, who's also another intern from the USA, who created a majority of the website. And I'm only saying this because I know we got a lot of flack for our website. Keep in mind, these are interns. We don't have it, obviously. We didn't want to put a lot of our fun, like the money we did have, towards the website creation, just because it's a website. We felt, and maybe this is completely wrong, maybe we felt though if we got the money and funding that we desired, we would be able to make a better website. And we totally failed on not realizing that this was a first impression kind of deal, which, I mean, obviously that's the case for any such Kickstarter or crowdfunding game situation that you may be in. So you guys don't pay people who make stuff for you. We haven't actually paid really anyone. The only thing I've invested in was I invested about $10,000 so far in the marketing, which was horrible because we got advice from a Kickstarter company that gave us really bad advice. That's the reason we were at a 10K Kickstarter goal. Our original starting goal was supposed to be $100,000. Now I'm actually thinking that we're going to progress to $200,000 or $250,000. Oh no, they did a great job, but I know we got a lot of flack for that content. So I just wanted to make that clear that obviously these people were not 100% experienced in that. I mean, they're confident in their HTML code and Java, so I'm not saying they did a bad job. I'm just saying things could have been better, obviously. But obviously we had a lot more important things to focus on. Really on, for example, has been working day and night on almost all of our character rigging and animations for the characters. He actually was the one who made a couple of the GIFs that we had. We're rerunning completely our Kickstarter. We realized that the Kickstarter promotion marketing agency that we received advice from and that we paid for gave us very fatal advice that basically burnt us. Thanks to Kira TV, shout out. He actually is the reason why we are relaunching everything. We are changing our goals. We're going with our original plan. We're reposting everything that we wanted originally to post in our Kickstarter, just because of, like I said, the fatal advice we received from our agency that we worked with. I won't name names, but thanks to Kira TV and a new video that actually just surfaced today. They had very good feedback. They did tear into us a little bit, and it did break my heart a little bit. But yeah, I'm very happy that they did post what they did because it has really definitely helped us push ourselves in the right direction. Do you guys have experience in creating network logistics for MMOs? That is a very good question. So for an MMO, no. I don't think any of us have actually worked on an MMO before. Could that be our downfall? Maybe. Do I feel confident in our team's abilities with what we've done so far? Yes, most definitely. I've dabbled actually in Photon already a lot, and I've already actually went ahead to start some network coding on the free version of Photon that they give you. I've already started the testing. My team is actually unaware of that except for, I believe, Sasa, who is the lead coder. But yeah, thank you for that. Let's see other questions here. Why would you guys go for MMO if none of you have worked with MMOs? They're quite hard to make. Why not local servers? Well, I mean, it's always been a passion. When I was working at Japan Studios and a couple other little things, I really wanted to create something like, let's just be honest, the MMO world is, I don't want to say some of the words, I might get TOS for this. It's not where it should be. There's a lot of games that surface on the MMO spectrum that are complete trash, to be completely honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of these games that we don't plan to be a World of Warcraft killer. Our game is completely different. I'll explain that too when I talk about the exact specifications of our game and the actual vision. So the demo on Kickstarter is purely running as a single player editor, I'm guessing. Yes, actually, currently is, because I originally didn't want to invest money into a server because I didn't really have much to play with because I've already invested so much. Not just marketing, as I mentioned earlier. I did actually put a lot of money just to... Guys, don't get mad at me. I put money towards the concept artists because they obviously wouldn't work with us for free. So I had to throw money at a concept artist, which is not cheap, and that was a big setback. There's a couple things that I did have to pay for as well. So like I said, this is all my personal money. I'm the one who started this. I'm the one who has to see it through at this point. Yeah. So that's where the money is. When I say we have zero funding, I mean zero funding from outside. All the money so far is just my own. So between me and my wife now, I'm married. I'm happy about that. So sorry, let me continue here. Oh yeah, so Ela, I forgot to mention her actually, after I mentioned Harmajan, the intern. She's the concept artist I just mentioned actually. She was doing freelance work for 3 years. And now let me continue with these questions that I have here real quick. So I do have from Oscar1. Will this go to Indiegogo for more funding? Not likely. We're hoping to get enough support on Kickstarter that will gain attention from some serious investors. That will help carry the project to the rest of the way, to be honest with you. That's the hopes. Regardless of what happens, I've already said I'm going to continue working on this project, even if it's a solo show. Even if I just get it to the point where I can take this to an actual investor so I can get my team back and get more on board. So I'm committed 100% to getting it where it needs to go. Let's see here. Okay, so SEFTA had a lot of questions. Let's go through that real quick here. So what is the current vision of the game? Or for the game, I'm sorry. In as much detail as possible, please, such as how many players do you plan on supporting in one instance? Details on the core mechanics and how they fit into the bigger picture of the game. Okay, great question, actually. That's going to be a large one. Okay, so the actual vision of the game, Project Steel, I want it to be this universe where anything's possible. I know that, realistically speaking, that is going to be very difficult, to accomplish. Let me just explain it, just because I want you guys to understand that this is a huge project, and I understand the risks that we're taking, but here it is. So we want to have nodes like the kingdoms that interact with each other in an NPC fashion. So they have an actual system where they communicate with each other through code, and they determine if they should go to war, peace, or trade routes, etc. So we want to have a smart AI system, which I call it, a fully thinking system that just makes choice based on, if this makes sense. Whatever the choices the players have made in the world affects the decisions of the AI, right? We want to create a situation where the encampments, villages actually either grow or decrease in population. The buildings, how they actually, go about their development process. The player choices, like I said again, are huge in determining what happens in the world of Project Steel. Have I made names for any of this? No. The only thing I've made a name for is our currency called Zephyr. Yes, that is the currency name, Zephyr. We do have the coin already 3D created. I do have a financial system already created as well in code. Has it been visually implemented yet? No, but there is a collection system that has been created for gathering said coin. So there'll be a dynamic siege system that we hope to also implement, would be a live siege system. So real time, players like yourselves that may come across said siege will actually be able to see this and participate in either helping or messing up the siege. You may help in the defense, on the castle walls, etc. And like I said, these are all things that will happen in real time. And they do scar the world, the decisions you will make. So say we destroy this said castle, right? Typically this stuff would just start rotting away, right? And like in Rust, it would just blow up and go kapooey, right? I want to try and figure out a system where we can keep the ruins of said old castle and they can actually be rebuilt upon by another player or the original players, owners of the said castle. Same thing will go for villages, huts, houses, and so on. We do want to intend to have dungeons, of course, just like any MMO. So we are actually in the concept of the first ever dungeon, which will be a medium-sized dungeon, nothing too small, but nothing too large, something realistically that we can also handle in the instance. Thank you for all the questions, guys. I will get back to it as soon as I just answer all these questions, so I really do appreciate it. So yes, as I was saying, dungeons, small, medium-sized dungeon. They will have its first playable boss, and I'll get into the actual, combat system in just a second here. But I also want to have random events that do happen and occur in the world regularly. That from just bandits running around and ambushing caravans to villages getting raided, farms getting raided. It's your choice if you want to enforce the law. It's your choice if you want to be one of those bandits, You'll be able to take a caravan to collect stone or iron, wood from a quarry, for example. We actually want to implement a NPC guard system. The guard system will be based on the strength, based on the world state of that current country. We want to create these nodes precisely that affect the general area. That is basically, I guess, the quickest way I can explain Project Steel. I know I kind of went all over the place, so I do apologize for that. If you guys have more specific questions, please let me know. I'm going to continue going down these questions in the chat, and then I'll get back to the questions on the notepad I have here on my right. So what systems besides building have you implemented and hope to implement in the near future? Okay, so building, horseback riding, the 360-degree combat system, that's very exciting. You could call it a Mordhau ripoff. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But yes, it's basically you can imagine your character, and we will show this actually on a new Kickstarter page as well. Just imagine your character holding a sword from up top, its head, and then kind of going around in like a 360-degree. And this also works with blocking as well. But that character can now attack from any which angle upon release of your mouse. It's all hitbox related too. So the swords will have their hitbox, the bodies will have their hitbox. So it's really just a matter of 100% skill at this point. That's how our combat system is going to work. As for magic will not be a thing that your players will be able to control. You, the player, will be encountering magic and magical items, but you will not be able to cast magic. So a lot of the monsters and things you'll find may cast a fireball at you, and the only thing you will be able to do is pretty much dodge it. So that's all on you at that point. But yeah, so there will be like what we call the witch hunt. There will be a witch hunt series where we will actually have witch hunters that you can take in part of and collect bounties and go into the woods, where you'll actually be able to find some particular items that will only be obtainable by the witches, that you can actually turn into what we call a blueprint system and recraft the item with the appropriate materials. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and then we do, of course, like I said, the dynamic siege system is something else we also hope to implement soon as well. That will probably take a little longer, just because the large amount of siege equipment and defense equipment. But we can see that hopefully in the near future. What other games are your biggest inspirations? Elder Scrolls is definitely a big one. Mordhau, Rust, Kingdom Come Deliverance Day. I think this is called Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah, so I'm sorry. War of the Roses, EverQuest. So that's actually another thing I'd like to touch on real quick as well. So EverQuest has a awesome questing system where you don't actually even realize you just obtained the quest. I feel like my vision was to create a questing system that's not just a checklist of go kill 5 boars, go obtain blah blah blah. We want you to basically just walk upon these things and find them for yourself, and it just pops up in your journal that we will create for you. Oh wow, there's a quest here, or like say you found a ring off a player that if you found a ring off a bandit and there's like a little note on another body, like just a body of like a peasant or something, and he was on a caravan that was recently ambushed by bandits, and inside the letter you read to my can't wait to get to my home and see my beloved Rose, where I can't wait to propose to her. And then you go, I wonder if this person actually exists in the world. So you head to the nearest town and you find this Lady Rosa, and in the dialogue is now this new option that says, here, I found this, is this, and then you give basically the items of the, I'll answer your questions, thank you, that you've recently just given them the note and the ring, and so now you just completed one of these quests, these world quests. This is kind of like an example of what we would like to create about this. Okay, let's see. What was the name of the original marketing company that you worked with originally? Like I said earlier, I don't think it'd be a good idea for me to say it. I'm not 100% sure if I should say it. I'll look and actually, really on? Well, because no one can hear you. Would you do me a favor and see if it's okay for me to legally say that the marketing company that I hired on Twitter?
I think you can. I'm not sure though. I don't know much about marketing, but
Do you think I can? Okay. I'll have to pull that up in my emails on my phone in just 1 second. But let's continue on the next question. I have a question. Why is your demo just a showcase of assets and not systems other than building and horse riding? I have a question. Why is your demo just a showcase of assets and not systems other than... Oh, I'm sorry. So, yeah. Okay. So, we were mainly just, I just getting the 3D artists together to throw a bunch of stuff together so we can create our trailers so I can give you guys kind of an idea of what we're trying to achieve. Should I have made a system and actually implemented it into the video? Sure, but I did not want to disappoint, to be honest, because it's not fully developed yet. The attack system, though, the combat system we did create, the mechanics for that, we are posting on the new Kickstarter page as soon as we can. That is a must for me as soon as we can. But yes, the NPC smart AI system that I was talking about, that still has a ways to go for me to actually, shows presentable. Right now it's very buggy, so we have a lot of code that we need to fix on that. But I'm currently the only one working on that exact script right now. Let's see this one. How will the world not turn into a wasteland? Everything can be destroyed by players. Because there's going to be a lot of consequences. And so let's just say that the players all decide, hey, let's go burn the whole place down, guys. Let's all get together. Let's burn it all down. You're kind of messing yourself over because you won't be able to trade with anybody. You're not going to really be able to do anything. But I actually do have a counter to that already. I already thought about griefing. We definitely want to create, the main castles, like the main cities in the game, the safe zones, as you may refer to them, as like kind of the powerhouse in the game that control that particular country. So yeah, you yourselves can build a castle and become whatever you're trying to achieve, that of a baron or a viscount or a duke or something. But you do have a king, an NPC king, who reigns over you in this country. So there's going to be a counter to that. I haven't actually fully developed that, but I have already gone into deep discussion about griefing, because that is obviously a huge thing for a lot of games, is griefers. Same question. You said previously you take inspiration from rescuing component. What about game quantifies as an MMO? I was a huge World of Warcraft player. I loved World of Warcraft. I was playing that since vanilla when it first came out. I liked Guild Wars. I loved Guild Wars. It wasn't the greatest, though. I kind of passed off on that one. But I did play that for a while. I did play also, what was that one? Maple Story for a little bit. That was kind of, but let's not talk about that one. What was that one game I played? It was a Star Wars MMORPG. It was very old. I'm sorry, I just can't remember the name of that one. But I did play that for a while because I'm also a huge Star Wars nerd. I got a lot of stuff on the left side of the room here. But yes, let's see here. Will there be pay-to-win features to make it more fun for players who want to play less? No, I'm not going to do any pay-to-win features. The only thing that you can say is pay-based will be a subscription system, which will be the VIP system that I actually did mention earlier. We do have an initial cost of $10 a month for that. Yeah, I know. I feel bad for these guys too. If you guys want a less, really since you guys can't even be heard in the stream, do you guys you guys can bounce if you want. It's fine. I'm sorry. You guys can't be heard. You guys can moderate the chat.
yeah, I'm just talking on chat.
Okay, cool. Alright. SEPTA answered that. Thank you for that. But yeah, there's the possibility of a $10 subscription for VIP. When I say possibility, is I'm not too sure if we want to do it $10 more or less, but we'll figure that out when we get to that point. And so basically the VIP system is a server skip system, because initially we want to start off with a server cap of 100 to test, make sure the servers are actually, you can play the game. We want a playable game on our alpha. We'll obviously be doing stress testing on the server, increasing the server cap as we go. but we know for a fact that 100 players on a server will not be an issue. So that's like the main thing with the VIP. And then of course, as the game gets larger, and hopefully with the popularity of the game, that VIP will become more of a necessity. So that will help us with holding the servers with a subscription base. But that's that. Let's see here. Same question. Sorry if this has been answered already. Do you guys have experience in character modeling, or are you planning on bringing on teams in the future to do such work? All the characters you actually already seen on our Instagram are all made by us. I actually made our knights. Relion helped with the rigging. And Relion animated my characters that I made myself. So the knights that you see, I made. Just reading on chat, listening to Fraser talk about this. Find it interesting, to be honest. Hey man, blink twice if you're not working on Project Seagull against your... if you say that, we're just gonna get roasted by Kira or somebody. How many... Who's here now? Who's... Oh, Les, yeah. Yeah, let me think. Alice is talking. How many man hours put into this idea before Kickstarter and when the development started? Okay, so I started development March 23rd. That was when COVID had started, basically, for me. I was at home all day after that. So I had basically started writing about this idea because I wanted to get back to my roots. Because I'm already a huge video gamer. I could already name off a bunch of games I still currently play to this day. But yeah, so I just started writing about it, and then eventually I thought, wow, this could actually really be good. And it's a really cool concept, and I thought there's a lot of MMORPGs, don't get me wrong, but I feel like mine would be different just because we're doing real-time action. We're not doing, 5-second cast times, cooldowns, and stuff like that. We're doing like a straight-up, almost barbaric, medieval fantasy kind of style gameplay and combat. And a game where it completely could be a wasteland, as mentioned earlier. Let's see here. And then, of course, 6 months after that, midsummer, I decided to hire on the current staff that I have now. Actually, we had more staff earlier, but I had to let a couple of them go just due to, production. But, yeah, so I hired them on for 6 months, and we were working on this since midsummer. Some of these members are newer to the group, like Relion. I think this might be the newest. I know Aless has been with me almost since the beginning, but Relion is probably one of the newer of the group, along with Vitor from Brazil. Because I did have to replace, like I said earlier, I had to replace some people just because of the productivity that they were giving. And I know I honestly shouldn't be expecting a lot of productivity from people I'm not really paying until the Kickstarter pays out or if we receive any sort of funding. So they're all taking a risk, coming on this project. They've been working on this for free, basically. Okay, let's see here. That's actually a really good question. If you don't have any NDA, I don't think it will have any remarketing company. Okay, yeah, let me look that up real quick. I got an email from them actually fairly recently, asking me how I'm doing. Did I reply? No, I did not reply. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have had this already ready for you guys. I didn't actually expect this question to be asked. Okay, so his name was Ian from launchboom.com. That was the name of the Kickstarter promotions company, launchboom.com. Alright, so we got that out of the way. Alright, will the Kickstarter be on par with BitConnect? Who's BitConnect? I have to get back to you on that one. Either I'm brain dead right now, or I really don't know what BitConnect is. I feel like I've heard about it, but I feel kind of stupid now that you asked that and I have no idea. I'm sorry. So, is the game development, which are the rules of in the game development, which are the rules of each one of you? All right, so as I mentioned before, Lass is our audio and composer, and Relion does our animations and character body rigging. I've actually coded probably about 90% of this game already, all the way from birds flying to player move. Like, so they actually made it so the players move through grass. The grass will bend to the player's movement. Footprints, horse mechanics. Swimming actually was a thing. I should have showed that. Jeez. We're gonna have a lot of this on the new Kickstarter. I'm sorry, guys. So swimming. I have been working on climbing. I did not finish that yet. I'm not too sure if I even want to implement it at this point, just because of what I'm trying to achieve. It may be a cool little side thing, but I don't think I really want to focus on that at this moment. Let's think here. So Harmazon, as I mentioned, with website. Ela, concept artist. Robert, you did help with coding, so like the bow system that I also did not show for some reason. Daniel, 3D modeling, so he, like I said, he had made the houses. He actually did make some props as well, besides MTN, because MTN has been our primary prop maker. Samuel made a lot of the characters and a couple of the models as well. Vitor, one of our main 3D models for characters. Oh, and I forgot to mention Michael Malconi, also from Brazil. He also was working on almost all of our characters, besides the one I've created and Vitor and Samuel created. He was our primary character maker. Nandor, also our other coder from Hungary. He was also in charge of making our building system. Sasa from Iran also was in charge of making our inventory system. I took all their work and actually modified it a lot for the video, and actually I personally feel like I actually increased it, but that's you guys are the judge. We may revert back to what they had done originally, but like, it's all just, for you guys to tell. You guys are the judge. You guys tell us what you like, what you don't like, and we're gonna switch it up. That's why we're doing this, honestly. That's why we're doing the revamping. We want to switch everything up for you guys, so you guys can see that we're actually genuine about what we're trying to accomplish here. We're not trying to just do some cash grab. We're not Dream World. We're not COE. Can I say that either? Yikes. Okay, let's see here. I'll continue going down the list here. In the game, which of the roles? So you've heard that one. And the animator. Kind of reminds me of Albion Online. I never got into Albion. And the animator. You said the horse riding mechanics was completed. Yeah, so the horse mechanics, they are completed, but you see the camera that's mounting the horse, the character model that's mounting the horse doesn't move ideally with the horse. I had originally coded it so where the camera / player would, stay still when I could have actually just let it go fluid with the horse motion. I think that's where I might have screwed up a bit there. I'm gonna obviously be looking back into that, but it's the camera that's riding the horse. I've actually checked the horse on Unity just in a straight line, just going across the screen, and it didn't make that crazy, it looked fluid. So I think it was the camera not moving and the horse kind of bobbing up and down. So I think that's where we came from. Just because I'm personally not a fan of camera movement. I'm always the one who ends up turning that type of stuff off when I play video games. Oh, has it been developed since then? I haven't actually touched the horse mechanics at all since that video, because we've been working on redoing everything that we possibly can at this point. Is that March 23rd this year or last year? That is last year. Yes, that is last year when COVID started. Most likely last year, since other contracts or deals split up the profits of the game between the devs when the game is successful. Yeah, I've already made a bunch of promises and contracts have been signed, and a lot of NDAs. I think we have 2 NDAs signed. Ian Hannon, nice. BitConnect equals crypto scam. Oh, okay. Talking about grass bending from players walking will fish or swim. Talking about grass bending from the players walking will fish swim away from the players. I haven't actually created any fish yet into the game. We do have fish models created. I haven't actually implemented them into water yet or animated them. I'm still want to create a better water system. Will the players be the lore? Yes, I want to make it that the players do create the lore for the game. So yes, the players will create the lore. The players will help create the quests and all that as well. Will horse mechanics be a vocal point of the game? No, they will not be a vocal part of the game. They will, though, definitely, be a primary source of transportation in the game. Okay, tell you about consulting Kira on your Kickstarter before it goes live. I asked them. I even asked if he could come onto this video today, and he never really said anything. I was publicly going on his general asking, because I was really thankful. I mean, at first I was really hurt, and I was like, oh well, And then I thank God for my teammates. They was like, this is a great opportunity. Indie press is good press. Let's just, turn it around. And that's exactly what we're doing now at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything on Kira. Since you're not Dreamworld, can you confirm your wife will not be leaving you? Well, we just got married on May 2nd. So I don't know. I hope not. No, I doubt she'll. No. We're nothing like that situation. I actually watched those videos and that was ridiculous. The building system looks incredible, similar to the other Unity pre-made assets. As this was only program system shown, how much of the Kickstarter demo is custom? I want to say everything's custom except for the mega scans we took. We took a lot of mega scans, and because I was actually I watched a lot of our artists develop a lot of the assets they made. So that's why I was a little confused when people said that we had assets from the asset store. Someone was trying to show me a comparison of one of them, but the textures were completely different. The layout, obviously, of the house, the inside, was similar, the layout, but our stairs were thinner than one of the staircases I saw. A lot of the items that I saw inside there were completely different, but I'm not too sure if that's just a coincidence. Theirs was a stone building and ours was a wooden building. But I mean, obviously those things can be changed. But yeah, so I was a little bit confused about that. But thank you. Here comes Kalam. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. These questions are all done. I'm actually okay, perfect. All right, now I'm going back to SEPTA's questions. And God, my throat is dry. And I live in Vegas, so it's very dry out here. Could you clarify further what kind of backing the project currently has and what backing the project may move forward? So as I did mention before, the project essentially has zero funding besides myself. I'm basically the only one investing in this game. Did talk to a couple of possible investors for this game. As I did mention earlier, I did talk to HitSense. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on with that, to be honest with you. I did talk to... who was it? Because I just did a GDB game pitch as well. I did that a couple weeks before our launch. I can't exactly be sure of what they... I can't really make what people say now these days. I feel like they're always beating around the bush or something. But the main thing I did understand that they were trying to make sure that our Kickstarter was successful before they talked numbers. That's one of the biggest things I did get from them. And then, of course, thanks to advice from an outside party, I'll actually be contacting some companies personally, looking for investors for the games. Some of these, funding indie websites. Because there's actually quite a few of them, I had completely forgot about that. That was actually one of our original things we had discussed as a team before. I'm just surprised I had forgotten about it. So that's another thing that I'll be looking into as well. So that you could say that is a possible situation moving forward. Is there a fallback if the Kickstarter does not meet its funding goal? like I said earlier, I'll be probably developing this game most likely solo. Continue to grind out this until we find that bigger investor. Do you plan on updating the website and the roadmap soon? Yes. As soon as we can afford a proper website designer, yeah, that's definitely going to change ASAP. When do you plan on having a playable version of the game, whether it be a demo, alpha, etc.? I can tell you we'll probably have something in 7 months after the Kickstarter finishes. I say that we will have the alpha. Will it have everything right away? Definitely not. I think that we're going to need a lot of time to get to that point. But I definitely want to have something playable for you guys as soon as possible. That way you guys can see that we're actually trying to accomplish something and we're not just saying it like Chronicles of Lyria. Caspian, what's up? Yeah, so that is one thing we're trying to switch there. That's different from the other MMOs. We want to bring something to you guys immediately, even if it's just something really basic. But we will be updating on a regular basis. Question 6 here from Sefta. Also, what kind of features do you plan on including in the first playable demo, alpha, etc.? So as I did mention before, it'd be a server cap of about 100. The basic building mechanics, material gathering mechanics, 360-degree combat system, introduction to the first batch of monsters. That will be exciting. The Witches of the Wood, so it'll be like that witch hunt situation I was mentioning earlier with the witch hunters. So I do want to add that, make sure that there's that fantasy aspect that you would respectively see in games like Elder Scrolls be in our game effective immediately. Some random events that entail bandit attacks, village raids, partial questing system, as I mentioned, like the EverQuest questing system. The arena mode, so that'd be a really simple situation, just simple PvP 1v1 or 2v2. We'll probably be starting off as a 1v1 situation. Random skirmishes of knights, so it's kind of the introduction of the country versus country interactions. Then we'll try. I can't guarantee this one is the dungeon, the medium-sized dungeon I discussed with its first encounter boss. That is something that we want to try and have on the alpha after 7 months. I can't guarantee that one because it really depends on how exactly we're trying to have this organized. I mean, there's a lot of tools that we could use that Unity does offer that could definitely help us push and progress to that point, ensuring the 7 months for that particular feature. But I wouldn't count on that one. But we are going to push for that one. I love this question. I get asked all the time. Why did you post a goal of $10,000 for an MMO? Well, to clarify, that was never the intended goal for our game. We were recommended by a Kickstarter promotion company, as we all know, Launch Boom, to launch at 10K. We would receive, and his words were, we will receive organic traffic once we met that goal. So, I mean, I can understand what he is saying. I didn't, I'm being straight out honest, I don't know anything about marketing, to be honest. That's why I just pay the companies to do their thing and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, yeah, so let's just say we met 100% of the $10,000 goal. From what he was saying we'll be on the front page of our Kickstarter, of the Kickstarter thing, showing we're funded, come, almost free traffic, free advertisement. I think that's what he was trying to get at. I'm not 100% sure. It was very confusing, and especially now I know that I shot myself in the foot by listening to that advice. But yeah, thanks to Kira TV, again, another shout out. We decided to relaunch our Kickstarter with the appropriate goals we originally had. That's the answer for that question. We were actually originally going to go for 100K starting, but after talking to a common friend of mine, and talking about the costs for the studio licenses for ZBrush, all these other licenses we'll need for Unity Pro, etc. We figured that it would be best if we had just increased that original goal. So I'm actually now pushing towards a 250K situation there. So the Kickstarter is... Wait, okay. I was not paying attention on this. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we have more questions on the chat.
Yeah, I see that. Audio. Okay, we already answered this, right? Create the rigs from scratch. Will drugs be in the game? Would be cool. I mean, sure. Yeah. This is super interesting. Are outside investors heavily looking at Kickstarter campaign success in order to invest? I'm not too sure, actually, if that's the thing. I think it's just because it's an MMO that, these are gambles for investors. So I think they just want to make sure that, if we have enough backing, not backing, enough press, enough people that are interested in this game, that they would actually want to see it happen. So that's why I think that the possible investors, want us to have, some sort of following before we can say anything. Will it be an OnlyFans? Maybe I'll post an OnlyFans just for you, Spectrix. We'll get to that, get my private DMs. So the Kickstarter is more or less yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's just trying to get, originally the plan was, I think maybe what Launchbeam was trying to get us to do was to get more, starlight on us, be oh wow, look at them, and maybe just get more eyes of the people. I think that's maybe what they were trying to do. I don't think they were trying to be malicious in any sort of way. I think they were just trying to get us to get people aware of our project. Why do you guys choose the MMO type if there's 100 cap? The 100 cap's only temporary. Game rig. Is just temporary. It's just so that we can get people to, see everything, get working game as soon as possible. We'll be obviously increasing that with server stress tests. Can you show us build the game live on stream today? I wasn't actually not prepared for that whatsoever. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I'll do that actually in another stream in the next couple of days. I think that would be very useful for everyone. Yeah, maybe we can try and look at something like that. Let's see here. I was trying to clarify earlier about your game makes an MMO supporting 100 users in a single instance. Yeah, for sure. No, that's completely valid. We will be increasing that so it can actually meet the expectations of an MMO. But that'll be right away for sure. If you guys do a Stardew Valley Terraria where I support the game 5 years after launch, dude, I want to launch this. I want this to be our game. I want this to be the baby that we care for forever until he grows old and whatever and dies. I seriously just want to make this the job for me. I want to keep working on this and keep improving this, because you can't really have a truly good MMO without improvement constantly. Look at a great example of World of Warcraft. Actually, it's not really a great example. It kind of messed up. Because after Burning Crusade, everything kind of went downhill for me. For me, at least. I'm sorry, but that's what WoW happened to me. But they kept on giving you new content and giving you newer and improved things. I want to do something like that, definitely. That is kind of the dream. Yeah, let's see about that. Wasn't very good marketing, was it? Yeah, definitely was not. Are you working with the marketing company or on consignment? I'm not too where they take a cut of the Kickstarter amount. They didn't actually say they were going to take any cut of the amount or anything like that. Negative. What is your intended goal if it wasn't 10K? Originally it was 100K, but we were going to go probably to 250K now due to talking with a couple other people, because we need to worry about our licensing. Because when we become a bigger studio, we need to worry about licensing. Yeah, Relion is a ninja. He is a ninja. You won't even know. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever, after talking with I actually talked to a couple of the other Kickstarter promotions companies. I honestly don't recommend them unless you are trying to release like an actual physical product or something. Don't do it for a video game. I actually had asked them that question, and Ian actually had told me that they never represented a gaming studio before or a game launch before. That wasn't a Zoom call. I was actually very skeptical about it, but I had no choice. You know, these are all things that I had to do, and you know, just because I myself don't really know how to market things. I have to say, I thought there was malicious intent behind your Kickstarter initially after going through the likes of Illyria and Dreamworld, but it's clear after watching this Q&A that you're generally trying to make a game, and I really wish you the best of luck. Thanks! I really appreciate that. Like, I mean, it's just really, I mean, excuse my English, but shitty fucking timing that we would release our game right after Dreamworld finishes, and 11 hours after a scam video comes out about Dreamworld. And then you got Chronicles of Illyria that has $8 million in funding and doesn't have a functioning game. Like, that is ridiculous. And that's why I literally has now said I'm releasing a game 7 months from after a Kickstarter, because we need to show people that we can have a playable game as soon as possible. Even if it doesn't have everything that I promised right off the bat, at least I'm gonna throw it in on updates. So like, yeah, I was like, holy shit, like, what the hell is going on here? Like, someone actually came into my Discord named Untravel, I don't remember, Unravel I think was his name, and asked me, what do you guys think about Dreamworld? I was like, the fuck's Dreamworld? But yeah, that's that. How will you guys avoid the hullabaloo that is engulfing Dreamworld right now? You guys seem genuine. What do you mean by hullabaloo? Hullabaloo? Hullabaloo. Do you guys know what that means? Oh! You know, I don't think there's really anything I can do from avoiding it. Is just keep showing people that we're genuine, you know? You know, that's exactly why we're doing this Q&A, and that's why we're revamping the Kickstarter. That's why we're trying to, like, you know, answer every single question, and we're not just trying to toss you off to the side or ban you. Because I've seen that actually been happening, apparently, on a lot of these forums and stuff, especially from Dreamworld, apparently. That's why we're trying to answer all these questions as earnestly as we can. Yeah, I know, I agree. That's why I think I'm going to organize something like that. I literally have probably like 50 project files for Project Steel, so I would have to go through them and then figure out what would be the best one to show you guys. And of course, I need to make it so I don't expose any of our code. Yeah. No, this. Was that, bro? Yeah, actually, you guys should take a look at Rillion, his Aurelian Art Twitch channel. He actually does stream his rigging, animating, everything live on his Twitch stream. He does a lot of our work on there. Just click his name, actually. Maybe I can just type it in here. Or do you want to just, yeah, post a link, Rillion. Oh, I can't even post it. Oh, shoot. Okay. Because you are not moderator. Here, let me give you mod, brother. I don't know why you don't have mod in this channel. That's right, because I just... I don't even know how to give mod. Rip. Alright. Can you send me the channel directly, Rillion? And Discord? Oh wait, I can't really do it from that. Ah, jeez. Because we're using Discord right now. Chat face.
Well, I mean, yeah. I can also, I mean.
Yeah, just post it out everybody on Discord. Also, please, for the next Q&A, can you do a test run to make sure the audio works? Sucks we can't hear the other two. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to have to work on that, or give them, what do you call it? The stream Twitch key. The stream key. I think I might just do that next time, give them access to the stream key. That way we can all just connect via OBS. instead. That might be our best bet. Yeah. I really appreciate all the questions that the community has had to ask so far as well. Who is this guy? Who is Game Rig? Who is this guy? Oh man. I don't know why I did that. Okay. I had. All right. Does anyone have any other more questions though? That they have on their mind? So right now, if you're talking about the file size, one of my projects that I have for the game is already at I think 150 gigs, but that's because I've made the map pretty massive and added a lot to it. That might be the one we might actually use for the game show on the stream, because it's probably my largest file, which has a lot of content already in there. But I'll have to go through it and make sure nothing's buggy before I show you guys. I might show you guys a non-buggy version of the game before we go to that point. But yeah, so as for an actual demo, I can't really tell you how big that file size is going to be before we create it, obviously. Let's see here. How will you bridge the gap between yourselves now and the technical ability you will need to make this MMO happen? That's a good question. Very good question. Well, how will you bridge the gap between yourselves now and the technical ability? Because I'm confident in my abilities. Obviously, I can always learn more. I'm still actually always learning more. I wake up every day and figure something new out. So I guess the best way I can answer that is, I mean, it would be ideal to have more engineers with us on our staffing. Obviously, can't do that without proper funding. If I need to learn something, though, I'm always one that always typically gets the course and just does it. But that takes time, and I need to learn on the spot. I can't really answer that one, to be honest. Because I can't really give you a good answer on that one that would make sense. Just besides, like, relying on my teammates, you know, and the people that are on the team, and maybe even the community. Because, you know, I haven't come across really anything at this point yet that I haven't had an issue with, besides obviously marketing and, you know, positive PR. Yeah, that's that at that point. One of the big problems with crowd-funded games projects is the lack of founder experience in the project management and people management. Do you see this being a problem for you, and how will you adjust to bridge that gap? Oh, yeah, actually, for sure. So on that, there's obviously going to be a lack of experience on all spectrums for that, for sure. So I'm obviously going to have to bring in more people for that to be that gap filled, or see that gap filled. I'm going to definitely just be like, hey man, you're my manager now. You're like, I don't know, something like along those lines. I need to find, have people assist with these type of gaps that we may run across. But no, I definitely would say I have a lack of experience for sure, because I could always learn something new. As for my team management, I'm not too sure if I'm doing a crappy job yet because no one's told me. I don't know, really, Les, am I doing a shitty job as a management yet?
It's kind of been, rifling-wise, it's been kind of...
Type it. Yeah, they can't hear you, brother. Why not show us great box of the world and the basic mechanics? I will show you all that. Have any maybe smaller scale multiplayer games from network code? Yeah, Mirror. Like Mirror games, because it's free networking code. Dude, I would love Jeff Kaplan on this team, bro. That would be sick. If I could afford Jeff, that is. I doubt I could afford Jeff. But with someone with that experience, I think, perfect, Any plans to us? What? Any plans to us? server architecture? Oh, yes, actually. That is, no. That's why I need funding as well. So I'm very confident with our coding team right now, right? I'm very confident with my audio composer. Alas is amazing. I'm very confident with Realion animations. Obviously, I may need a couple more animators because animation is a lot of work and a lot of time. I'm very confident with our 3D team. We don't need any more 3D team members for sure. I'm very confident with that. So I definitely need, I need the network engineers. I need, server architectures. Those are things that we need to make sure that we, have a damn good game. I hope that answers that question. Do you have a name for these multiplayer games that we can check out? Honestly, I may seem like a piece of shit for saying this, but I do not actually. Because when I was in Japan Studios, I was mainly working on PS2 games. Because that's basically what was made there. Console PS2 games. Actually, maybe able to bring some cell phone games up. I'll have to double check. I'll have to see if my name's even listed in there first before I post it. But I will see if I can get that for you, and I'll post on the Discord if I can find them. If my name's not mentioned in there, I will still post the game, but I won't take credit for it whatsoever. Okay? And so you can just pretend that I never said anything actually at that point. Pipeline, I can't really say. Oh, that's really on. Yeah, exactly. Expensive. Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why I need to, we need to get this funding so we can make sure that we can get the people that would make this game like that much better. That's just, it's facts. It's just how it is. If you need the best, you need to pay top dollar. It is what it is. So, if we can't get that funding for that, whatever. We'll figure it out. I'm not tripping on that. We're going to find someone that can easily get to what we need. It might not be the best. We can easily polish it up, though, over time. So I'm not too worried about that. But it would be nice to have someone like Jeff Kaplan, obviously, on the team. Exactly, yeah, no, for sure. What would you recommend it to a kid who wants to become a game dev? Well, do it. I respect all sorts of art being made. That's original art. Make it fun, make it cool. Look at a lot of the simple games that, these are some games that have been done by single people. Like, The Forest. That's a solo dev right there. That guy has made an impressive game. And I think there is a multiplayer, but it's I think it's player hosted servers. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but great game. Just do it. Just use your brain. Just make the dream come true. Don't make the dream world come true. Make the dream come true. Just explore. Even if you fail, just do it. Just do it. If you fail, just try again. Never listen to all the trolls online. You know how many trolls used to tell us when we first started this game? Like, we're not going to even get this far? It's ridiculous. Just don't listen to people. Just do what you want to. Make your dream... Do not make your dream world come true. Do not make your dream world come true. Make your dream come true. I'm just going to say it. Fuck dream world. Let's see here. What will make this game stand out from all the other MMOs? I mean, we want to do, like I said earlier, like real-time action. So you're not going to be sitting there casting 5 seconds for a spell or an action. You're not going to have some sort of stupid cooldown. I mean, it's nice. I like those mechanics, but I'm trying to create something different, something more original, like something that is 100% real-time, 100% skill-based, something where you can actually dodge everything that's thrown at you, not where, oh, I'm targeting my opponent right now. I'm going to cast a Frost Bolt. I'm going to freeze him in place and then turn into a sheep and cast Pyroblast. No, I'm sorry, that's not happening. If you want a magic casting game, please go back to World of Warcraft. If you feel in this case, backers are left holding the bag. Dude, we're going to have something out as soon as we can. I mean, I want to have something playable ASAP. That's why we said we're going to start something realistic. That's why I'm bringing something out in 7 months. I want something realistically obtainable for the first 7 months. You know? I want something to be out there right away. So that you guys can see your dollars being put to work. And to see that we're not just taking it and saying, oh, we're creating a great game. Look at us, Chronicles of Valyria. I'm having a fog issue. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen with our game. I have beef with any game that has, given us bad press. Honestly, that shouldn't be a thing in game development. There shouldn't be scammers. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That does not make any sense to me. Why you would come on here, steal people's well-earned money to just go on vacation for 2 weeks and wherever the hell you went. Where did you go? But let's not worry about that. But no, we're not doing that here. We want to create an actual game. People in here went to school just to make a game. We didn't come here to be like, oh, let's get a quick payout of $4,000 where we can live off of Mr. Noodles for 2 weeks. No, I'm sorry. That's definitely not what we want to achieve at this point. We want to make a game, and these people are all putting a bad name on developers' mouth. It's not the way it should be. Everyone needs to be. Yeah, actually, you're right. That's a lot of noodles. I guess I'm set for the apocalypse, right? But no, all these people that are coming out with these scam games are not even developing the game, are putting a bad name on Kickstarter, indie companies in general that are trying to do something and achieve something that is genuine. I'm at a loss for words when it comes down to these type of scam artists, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't know. Any other questions, please? Oh, wait. Oh, we do have questions here. How do you balance that with just do it? Just do it. Just do it. You say frick Dream World. Do you also have negative feelings to the YouTuber Dream? Why would I have anything against Dream? I mean, isn't he a Minecraft streamer? I don't even play Minecraft. Didn't he fake a speedrun? Yikes. So much for doing all this Q&A. Yeah, anytime. We're just trying to be as transparent as we can. Because, I mean, the word is we're a scam, apparently. Thanks to Kira. I mean, he brought up a lot of good points, but he did bring out this taste that we're a scam. So, I mean, Kira, you're great and all, but... Yeah! Let's see. Do you not think your project is way too early in development to give people a sense of hope? Not really. I mean, it's really easy to make a game, but the hard part is networking, right? So we could have what we have already just be the first initial alpha, right? We could literally just spend the next 7 months doing networking code and making sure that we have stable servers during that timeline, right? So the money you guys give us goes towards the servers, essentially. Like 90% of that money goes straight to servers. And then we just essentially just release a game the current state of our game on servers. That's literally all we could literally do at this point. Just to confirm that, I mean, that's... that's that. It's not really going to be a lack of hope because we are going to bring something out. I mean, and I mean, 7 months is a little bit of time, but yeah, I'm confident. I'm very confident actually. I think you need to make a video that talks about your video of the game and how you plan on making it instead of just a trailer. That needs to be part of the Kickstarter campaign. I'm actually going to be releasing this video. I'm actually been recording this whole stream, and I'm obviously going to edit the stupid parts of me saying stupid stuff, and then maybe the initial bit when we're having technical issues, and just upload it to YouTube, pretty raw footage. That way people can just kind of be here, listen to it, you know, whatever. Maybe I'll just end up cutting like almost all the video up and just putting like the parts where I'm actually answering questions. That might be the best ideal situation for us. But yes, that will be something I'll be posting on the new Kickstarter campaign as well, for sure. But yeah, I want to get this video up as soon as possible, as soon as we're done here. I don't think I'm actually the one uploading it. I think I'm giving it to Sasa. He wants to take care of that because he's been working on the new Kickstarter page this whole time. Nice fedora Totoro, by the way. Hey, I actually just noticed that. Totoro. Oh yeah, so I am half Japanese and half Scottish. Very weird mix, but that's why I worked in Japan. But yeah, I love Ghibli studios. Ghibli is the best. But yeah, now this is why we need to have more games, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we need more games. We have a surplus of new TV series and a new surplus of everything else, but we don't have new amazing video games coming out. Cyberpunk was a bust. I mean, it was a great game, but it was a bust. That game I had a lot of high hopes for it. And that was a single player game. Like, come on now. I don't think Blizzard or Activision is ruining the game culture. I don't think so. I mean, Activision is doing what they do best, making Call of Duties. Call of Booty, should I say. And then you got Blizzard with their Diablo series, which is amazing. You can't beat Diablo. And you got World of Warcraft, which in its own respect is great. You can't beat that either. I mean, they've made the standard for MMOs, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe the mechanics and things now suck for a lot of these things, and it's harder to enjoy the game. As I was a crazy hardcore PvE gamer who would be like starting Naxxramas at like 2 in the morning and going to bed at 8 a.m. You know, so that was my life for World of Warcraft. Hey, thank you for showing up. Thank you, I appreciate it, everybody in here. Will there be a card game or game like Gwent in the Witch? Actually, we do actually have the concept already made for a couple of our what do you call it? Innkeeper games. There's actually something I believe I posted on our Kickstarter stretch goals. I'll have to look. I'll have to show someone later. Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. I'll be looking forward to doing it for you guys as well. Thank you so much for showing up, everybody. Thank you. Game Reg, you are special. That was a special comment. Alright guys, I guess that's really it, right? So, I'll let you guys be, and then, thank you, Rillion, thank you, Les, for showing up. I know we have to fix the audio, but thank you. And hopefully Sasa and other people will join us next time. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you.